What's up, everybody? Gridbot Guru here, coming to you to talk to you guys a little bit about where I see Bitcoin going in the next several days. So, I'm trading on Pionex. If you are not on Pionex, go ahead, click the link below. There's a link in the descriptions. There's a link in the video. Click on one of those so you can go ahead and get started with us. It is Gridbot trading. Okay, you're buying parts, you're selling parts in a range. It is very, very wonderful to use. You do not have to be 100% perfect each and every time. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and click the link below. Send me a message, and I'll help you personally get started. Without anything else, let's go ahead and let's get to it. So, a buddy of mine ended up kind of giving me another way to kind of look at what Bitcoin is doing. And what he ended up doing was he sends out these lines. So I'm also using TradingView for my chart. Bitcoin USDT on Binance. That's the one that works for me. I know that everybody's like, well, it's on Binance, and I know that Pionex is its own exchange. However, this is one of the ones that does end up working for me. So what he ended up saying is basically, you go and you find some areas that were good pump areas. So kind of like a zone, and you put a line. So you get these lines kind of going, and what that's going to end up doing is that's going to kind of give you an area to kind of watch for. Okay, and since we have been going up, what I'm doing is I'm putting these lines at the top. Actually, at the top of what are going to be resistance areas. So those resistance areas are also going to flip to support. All right. So if I am backtracking, so I'll hit my replay button and I'll come to like right here. And so I have these areas over here that I've placed because obviously Bitcoin has come up, it's closed here, and then it kept going down. It came up, it closed, and kept going down. So it's forming a support and resistance area kind of in those, with those lines. Now this one keeps going through, but this is a new one in this kind of area. So what you end up having is, oh, here we go, down here. So what you end up having is you end up having these areas that tend to, so this area comes up, it hits, and then it probably will stall out or come down a little bit. There you go, it comes down, and you're going to actually see, if we zoom in, you're going to see that it came up, it hit, and then it came way down. All right. And what that tells us is this area might be an area of resistance. So let's go ahead and let's keep going. And we know that it's going to go up, but let's see what happens. So as soon as you have a candle that closes over one of these areas, that area then will turn to what's called support. And so your price shouldn't go below that area, shouldn't, unless it isn't going to start in a downtrend. Now, there are so many other factors going on. You have channels, you have B-bands, you have MACD, you have all these other factors that people are also using in order to trade. But this is just like a real quick, easy kind of idea of what we're looking at. Some people use fib lines, some use wave trends, some use, like, there are so many different things out there. So me telling you that, oh, it closed above this 61.31.2, so that means that's got to be a support. So it won't go here unless it's going to be in it. It won't go down below that. unless it's in a downtrend. That's nonsense. Okay, there are so many people out there that are buying and selling and doing their own, so many whales. I'm just giving you a perspective of what I think will happen in the coming days. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep looking at this. We're going to keep going. We're going to see that it's going to keep going up. And then what we have is we have a high point, and we currently are right here. Okay. Now, the thing that I am looking at is we are in between some of these support and resistance areas. If I were going to end up doing a zone-to-zone trading, I would come over here and I was going to do a zone-to-zone on the daily. I would make it look something a little bit like this. And I would probably go to right there, and I would change that color to, we're going to change it to red. Change this one to red. Come over here. And then what I would do is I would change, there it is. Put it right there. I'm going to get rid of my red lines. And I would say that area is probably a good area for support. Now, there's a couple different reasons why I like that area as a support. One, it's right around 60,000. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk a little bit before about price action and the psychological side of trading. But people don't really end up wanting to think a whole lot. Like people who don't really want, so they're going to end up just naturally taking an easy way. I am not going to sit here and say and calculate it all out and say, oh, I'm going to put it $60,006.96. That's where I'm going to put my buy. That's my trigger. No, they're going to come down and they may put 60,000. They may come down and put 59.5 all the way down to 59, maybe 58, maybe 58.5, somewhere around there. I fully think that we're going to come down to this area and we're going to keep going back up. Okay. We did end up, if you guys have been watching, we did end up breaking an all-time high that was set back in March. So we did end up breaking that 60 on Binance at 64.8. I think it was 8 and some change. So we did end up breaking that high. We closed above the high. So that leads a lot of people to want to get excited for this next run. Now, how far will it go? I have no idea. I mean, that could have been it. It could have been the very end of it. I don't think it will be, but it could have been. So I think it's going to come back down some. If we look back, this candle, March 18th, I do believe is the one that about Tesla messing with Bitcoin and saying we're not going to accept Bitcoin, and China banning Bitcoin, and Binance had problems on their exchange. KuCoin had problems on their exchange. All these exchanges started having problems with their stop losses, and then that's my understanding of it. And that's why the price dropped so much, is because people were panic selling. I don't think we're going to panic sell over here. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to come down a little bit, bounce some, and then we're going to continue upward. I see 70,000 at least. I think that 70,000 is not unreasonable, and I think that 70,000 is very conservative. I think we're looking at maybe 75. A lot of places I've read talk about 80 to 85, somewhere around there. On the higher end, 200 to 250 is one of the really, really aggressive ones I've seen for the end of this year. Now, I don't know how they're getting that number, but because that's wild. But those are some of the things that I've seen. All right. All right, everybody. I hope you like this. Again, this is where I think we are going with Bitcoin. I do believe that we'll hit somewhere around the 60 area to 58 area, and then we will continue on and make higher highs. And I'm shooting for 70 to 75. I'm very confident in this. When I say that, confident enough that I did do a leverage, a ×3 leverage token. So if you guys know and have heard anything, it's not much, but if you guys have heard and listened to anything, I've basically said stay away from leverage tokens as much as you can. Trade the real coin, but I'm pretty confident in this one. So again, don't put anything into crypto that you cannot afford to lose. I hope this video helped you out. I hope this helps you understand a little bit about what I think Bitcoin will be doing in the next couple of days/weeks. And I hope you guys all are happy traders, and I hope you all stay green. See you next time.